I saw a video just now and it kind of really touched me. This is a gentleman. He makes these cool videos often on Instagram, all types of social media. They're usually ranking the most random people or situations. He was talking about how brotherhood is lost. That's what men are missing right now. That there's an absence of true brotherhood. And I can't help but agree with him. I do believe that is a major sore spot for many people. I'm very thankful to say that I have people I can confide in. I wouldn't say that we're perfect, though. I definitely think there's room for growth. We can do better. We can be more intentional. And I definitely think there's still hesitation in everybody. Meaning, you and I know if you really feeling it right now, you really having a bad day, there's only so much you could say. You know that. And that's the unfortunate of the society we live in. People want to talk all this race stuff, but one thing that I've never forgotten is that no stranger ever hurt me. No stranger ever hurt me. Any betrayal, any pain, it came from somebody that knew me, somebody close to me. That's who hurt me. Somebody I could point out, easy. Somebody with access. And that's how this thing goes. But what do you think? So, when we talk about men, I think we need to be honest. We're not all the same. I think when we look at 2025, one of the biggest issues we have is, number one, we don't want to call it what it is. Most of the men walking around ain't really men. A lot of you are walking around like women because that's who you were raised by. That's all you know. That's why guys bicker so much. Because a lot of those guys that created all that, bling bling and all that, a lot of them was their mother's sons. And that's a woman's household that this behavior comes from, because a man would never. And see, a lot of these guys became men too soon because living in a woman's household, a lot of guys are often given position, credibility that they've not earned. But because the woman can't find a real man to man up and take that position, she'll give it to her son. And oftentimes, parents, not healing with the trauma that they've experienced, they'll do things for their kids thinking they're beating the trauma. And the reality is all you're doing is working into the trauma. That's why many of you, your kids have name brand clothes, all this nice stuff, but your kids don't read. Behavior is just as bad, if not worse than you. But they got all the PlayStations, they got all this stuff because that's what you wanted. That's not what your kid wanted. And you think by giving your kid what you want, you're doing them a disservice, but you're not. And one thing y'all have done, if y'all completely all but destroyed our young men with this behavior, because they have no appetite for grit, grinding, none of it. They're entitled, and they should be. You give them everything, so that's why they're entitled. Then they meet somebody like me who challenges them for the first time. That's a shame. Should be getting challenged all the time at home. Why aren't you challenging your kids? And the worst thing I hate is, teachers, a lot of teachers teach in fear because teachers don't feel comfortable approaching parents about their children because the parents are often more ready to respond and defend the kid than own up to the child's behavior. And what happened to adults stay in a child's place? I'm not saying that was all the way right, but man, that joint be big time wrong sometimes. We don't do a good enough job of supporting each other. You see your man's doing things he's not supposed to do. You should say something, but you not, because we come together in a group and become cowards. You become a coward. You don't want to challenge nobody. You don't want to say nothing. You don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. That's the woman in you, because the man is going to deal with the real issues. Like I tell people all the time. You can tell a fat man he's fat. You can tell a short man he's short. You can tell an ugly man he's ugly, and they're going to deal with it. You can't do that to a woman. And what happens is, if there's not a man in the place to play off these things, these behaviors that you can't tell her kids either. And they grow up thinking like that. And for a man, that is a bad habit. Because that's not real life. That's not how life really does you. The truth is, we need each other now than ever. Yo, this time of all this internet, just information coming around so fast. It's the holiday season, but a lot of us don't even feel like it because of just how much pressure you got going on. You don't even realize that Christmas in 2 weeks. You ain't thinking nothing about it. And this is why brotherhood is important. As a man, you can't always be accountable all on you. You need a place, you need people that you can come around, lay your head down, and just fall. And it's all right. Even if it's just for a moment. That's what empathy is, man. Let the man be in his feelings for a minute. 60 seconds, if nothing else. Give him that. And a lot of guys don't have that no more. And that's why a lot of guys be like, you know what? What's the point? Nobody cares. It really feels that way. We got to start to do better about each other. Instead of always trying to give somebody their responses, how about for once be comfortable being like, I ain't got the solutions, but I got you. And maybe getting me is all is just, yo, let's just sit here, man. Tell me about it and let them go. And just listen. A lot of men are never listened to. Ever. We got to be, if we're not going to be here for each other, who is? That's the one thing that women always got on us. They will always find a way to bond together and unite. They'll figure it out. They may not be productive when they get together, but they'll get together. And us, I think men, at the core, every man wants to be the man for the other man. So if I'm going through something heavy, be it suicide, I'm not going to tell my friends because I don't want that pressure on them. It's already enough pressure on me. I believe misery loves company is a female trait. I don't think a man, if he's really in his true masculine energy, wants the company. I think he wants to deal with this on his own. That's not a good thing because we need people. And that's why we're losing so many good brothers, because they do try to deal with it on their own. And it usually becomes too much. I think that's why. I would tell any guys, if you got friends, especially your strong ones, that they always good, I challenge you to next time you see them, give them a hug and make them talk. Just listen to them. How long can you do that? Mostly I can't listen to a man for more than a minute unless it's one of these reels. I'm talking about you don't have the capacity to sit across another man and listen to him say words, because when he starts talking his truth, it invokes something in you. Try it.